What's up, guys? Here we're on to another video here today. I've got Whitechapel. Whitechapel is a band that I grew up with. Well, I guess I was kind of in my 20s. It was like in my early 20s. I'm in my, early to mid 30s right now. And at the time, I heard This Is Exile, right? And This Is Exile is at the time, it was like kind of in the birth of deathcore, where deathcore was just coming into its own and kind of becoming a genre. You know, a lot of people would even say that deathcore is kind of like like when death metal meets metalcore, which I would not entirely agree with, because it's metalcore to me. Okay, there's a common thread that's kind of going on here. Metalcore is a balance between hardcore, which is very punk with metal riffs, okay, and classical metal like Metallica, Megadeth, Dio, Judas Priest. It's in that vein. So you have those two things coming together. Now, there was also another element that people are sometimes forgetting. It wasn't just hardcore. It was also like pop punk, okay? Because there was these like punk rock and pop punk bands that were coming out that had these very high-pitched voices. They were very, burpage, very singy, very squeaky at times. And those bands got really popular on the radio and made a big impact. So you're going to find, bands like Fall Out Boy, Asking Alexandria. These are bands that, kind of turned into that. And you heard a lot of that in metalcore, where they started doing really heavy verses, but then they do those poppy choruses. And that, to me, is the hallmark of metalcore as we know it. Much like a band like Poison is the hallmark of hair metal, right? That's kind of what people picture when they think of hair metal or glam. They think of, Poison, they think of Motley Crue, they think of Warrant, they think of these bands. They don't necessarily think of, a heavier metalcore band, but something like Every Time I Die, or even, Hatebreed. Hatebreed is really like, they're a badass band, and I don't know what else you would call them other than metalcore, but they do not sound like Killswitch Engage. Now, I like Killswitch, I like fucking Hatebreed, but you gotta kind of understand the differences of where those influences came from and how they came to be. Now we move on to deathcore. Deathcore kind of cuts out all of the pop elements, all gone. They've replaced them all with death metal and black metal, all of them. Okay, and they added in a little meshuggah for heaviness. So that's kind of where deathcore is, and I think Whitechapel did that great. They had awesome groove. They had great vocal delivery. I think Whitechapel was one of the first instances where I heard vocals in like a death metal format that I was really, really, really impressed with, because it was like a rappy style vocal. And so we're going to check this new Whitechapel out. I've listened to everything Whitechapel has to offer. I like Whitechapel. Is it my go-to band at all times? No, but I've listened to all their stuff. They had that singing song, and that just didn't sound like Whitechapel to me. I commend them for at least taking some fucking risks and trying to do something different, but it is not for me. I'm still into the old Whitechapel. I like the groove. I like the heaviness. I like the rappy, spitfire, death metal and black metal vocals. I like that shit. That shit gets me going. So let's have a listen to Forgiveness is Weakness by Whitechapel. Here we go. I like it thus far.
Gather your friends and your family so they can watch me.
cool hilt right here. Interesting drum room in the mix. Sounds good though. It sounds less programmed like maybe previous Whitechapels did. We all know you're going to hell. Come back to life, I'll send you myself. They got the groove in this fucking track. You don't deserve to be one with the earth. Revenge is sweet, but so is disease. When it turns you into a slave. Gather your friends and your family so they can watch me spin that mess on your grave. Forgiveness is useless. It's just another form of weakness. This is for my family. Let us have this moment. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was a cool track. It was short. Didn't hear any guitar solos or anything, so I don't think it was really like fully fleshed out, but it was really quick. It was a banger, just right to the point, fucking groove driven, heavy as shit. Some of the lyrics, you know, I guess, yeah, it's whether you like that kind of stuff or not. I don't really care what the lyrics are. so whatever. But it sounded pretty good to me. I have no complaints about that at all. Oh, I have somebody pushing the door open. All right, I'm back here. We had a little interruption there. One of my boys decided to walk in during the video. But yeah, so, you know, just kind of wrapping up my thoughts on the new Whitechapel. It sounds pretty good. I don't have any complaints whatsoever. It sounds like Whitechapel. It's got the heaviness that I've always loved of them, and I don't really have any complaints about that. So yeah, definitely I'm going to be checking out more Whitechapel. Probably going to pick up the album and just, you know, give it a full in-depth listen. If you like any of the music, you know, that kind of is in this vein, I have a group called Earth Turd Slim. I'll post a little teaser at the end of the video that you can check out. Other than that, though, guys, until next time, laters. Exhale, fill the void with something.